What's up everyone, and welcome to Heroes Avenue. My name is Darren. I hope you guys are having a great week so far. Happy Thursday, by the way. And today I want to start this video like how I did last Thursday, and I want to talk about comic books that I purchased and review at least one issue of what I purchased last week. So last week I purchased Flash issue 71, and I didn't get to read it when I made the video last week, but I just read it, and this is actually a great book. I'm liking what Williamson is doing with this book. It's pretty much Flash. He meets his future self, and this is after the fact that he discovered that he has powers, and so he meets his future self where he's like an old man, and he sees what he can be, what he's going to become, and he sees Turtle, and he notices that Turtle is a big threat in the future, and it's a little different Barry Allen, because it's Barry Allen, he doesn't want to embrace his powers, but the future self kind of inspires him, and when he goes back into the present day, he actually sees the Turtle, and he has no choice but to dive full into his power mode and fight against Turtle, and that's kind of where this book leaves off. It's a great start. If you guys want to get into the Flash now, get this book. Issue 71 is out. Definitely pick up issue 70. That's a great issue as well. And today or yesterday, I also picked up these 4 books. So I picked up Zack Snyder and Greg Capullo's newest book, called Batman Last Night on Earth, book 1. This is a pretty anticipated book. I'm surprised they didn't release individual issues and they just released a straight up book. So this really intrigues me because Greg Capullo, he drew Quarter Owls, and Scott Snyder is one of my favorite writers, so I'm super stoked to dive into this. And I also purchased Ed Brubaker, one of my favorite writers. He made this book Criminal. This is a continuation, I believe, from his old book. I didn't read the original Criminal yet, so I'm excited to read this. And I picked up Chip Zdarsky's Spider-Man Life Story. I love this book too. I only read the first one. I still need to read the second book, but this is the 3rd issue. I'm gonna find the 2nd issue somewhere and read that one first. So pretty much this book is pretty much starting a Spider-Man show. It's pretty much exploring Spider-Man within each era. So the first book explores Spider-Man in the 60s. The second book explores Spider-Man in the 70s, and this one will explore Spider-Man in the 80s. And it also the illustration in this book reflects the time as well. So really interesting take on Spider-Man. Super cool. And of course, I got to pick up Zdarsky's issue 6 of Daredevil. Need to read this as soon as possible. Super loving this book. And of course, I got the new Doomsday Clock issue. So I'm super excited to read these. I'm gonna probably review these next week. I'll probably choose 1 or 2 just to review, and then I'll show you what I purchased that week as well. All right, so let's get into the news, because speaking of comic books, the Batman writer and previous writer of Mr. Miracle, Tom King, has just been added as a co-writer to Ava DuVernay's New Gods movie. And this is crazy, just because last week we heard that Tom King is going to be he's going to stop writing Batman, and everyone was like, oh, really sad about it. But we now have confirmation that New Gods is because of that, and I'm totally fine with that, because I think Tom King, this guy, if you guys don't know who Tom King is, or even know his origin or where he came from, basically Tom King, he's the current writer of Batman, and he's killing it right now. I love his writing style. It's super different, but I'm enjoying it. And this guy is coming from the CIA. This guy worked in the CIA, and then he jumped into the comic book industry to write. And now he's jumping into the movie industry to do pretty much a screenwriter debut into this New Gods movie that he himself wrote. Mr. Miracle, a couple years ago, he wrote that storyline, and I think that won an Eisner Award as well. So, and Mr. Miracle has a significant role in the New Gods movie. So this pairing just goes perfectly. My only concern is that screenwriting is different from writing comic books, super different. And not many comic book writers, they make the jump from comic book to film, and when they do, sometimes it doesn't work well. But I do believe in Tom King, just because from going from CIA to the comic book industry, it seems like he's not a stranger to being out of his field and excelling in it. So I'm super intrigued by this. I'm definitely intrigued by this movie in general now. I wasn't really on board with the whole New Gods movie, but hearing that Tom King is added, you have my attention, Ava. You have my attention. And Ava Duvernay, she also went on Twitter to even confirm this, and she says she made a tweet taking a picture with Tom King himself and says, "Hey Tom King, ready to write New Gods, buddy?" Hey. So super excited about this project, and the fact that this movie is going to rumored to revolve around Mr. Miracle. I'm excited. So I still haven't read Mr. Miracle's or Tom King's run on Mr. Miracle, but I'm definitely going to pick that up either next week or sometime next month, because this book keeps coming up. Oh my god, I just can't wait to buy this book. If you guys have read it, let me know in the comments below on how you guys feel about Tom King's run on Mr. Miracle and Tom King's run on Batman. Scott Snyder and Tom King's run on Batman are both my favorites. So, and plus Tom King replaced Scott Snyder. I definitely want to see more comic book writers jump from comic books to the film industry, like Scott Snyder. I think that dude has so much potential. I think he would do a great job. That guy is one of my favorite writers, so shout out to him. All right, moving on. So another story that I want to talk about is this set photos of the Black Widow movie. So Black Widow is currently shooting right now, and we got some footage or some images of Scarlett Johansson on set, and it looks like she's rocking a familiar hairdo from Endgame. It looks like she's rocking that long hair redhead ponytail that we saw in Endgame, and this could mean that this movie may be taking place after the snap. So after Infinity War, so we might be exploring the 5-year gap between Infinity War and Endgame, and that is very intriguing to me because I thought she was just depressed the whole time. She looked really broken down. So if they're going that route, this could be a very emotional version of Black Widow. So maybe she could be reminiscing, with the past, with all the time she had with Avengers, and as well, she could be looking at her origin, how she came to be, just being very depressed. And so this could be like a unique take on depression and how it affects people, and how people could get themselves out of depression. It could be that angle. I mean, I don't know. I assumed this movie would explore her origin. I thought this was going to be more of a prequel, or maybe explore a different timeline of Black Widow. But I mean, based on the set photos, I can only assume this movie will take place within that 5-year gap. All right, so moving on, the next story that I want to talk about today is this hard rumor that Marvel is trying to figure out a way to get Deadpool to enter into the MCU, and they have three possible ways, and these are all rumors, by the way. These are hard rumors. So one of the ways is giving Deadpool his third movie. The second possible way is having Deadpool guest star in Spider-Man's third movie. So he's going to be featured in Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Or the third one is to give him his own Disney Plus show. So two of them I don't think they're ever going to do. I don't think they're ever going to give him his own Disney Plus show, just because of how rated R that character is, and how family friendly Disney Plus is supposed to be. If anything, they would put him on Hulu, which I don't think that would happen. Even though that is more of the adult content streaming service, I just don't see them ever putting him on the Disney Plus. And putting him on a Spider-Man feature movie, I don't know. I just don't see the two fitting together. Yes, it works on the comic books, but that's the comic books. It would just feel weird, the fact that this kid is interacting with this rated R character that is always giving sexual lines. It just wouldn't work in so many levels. It would just be really awkward, and it would make him feel like I feel like it would feel nasty. It would just feel wrong. So giving him a third movie, his own movie, I think that would work. That would probably be the most practical route. I don't know why this rumor is going a little crazy. Even if it is, even if it is real, I don't know why Disney or Marvel is overthinking it. Just give him his third movie. Simple as that. Just give him his third movie. It's so simple. But yeah, those are all the stories that I'm going to talk about today. If you guys feel any feels about anything that I talked about today, let me know in the comments below. As usual, like this video, subscribe if you haven't, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you guys again. Bye.